Swaddy Cab, Jet here from Thailand, Myland. A lot of people only look at my latest videos and don't look back on my older videos. So I've decided to put a few relevant ones on here again for anyone who might have missed them the first time around. This one is about a trip I took to Koh Samui, Krabi and Phuket in August of 2022 to show the pros and cons of living each town. This video is part 1, so look out for part 2 and then my other videos on Krabi and Phuket. I'm in Koh Samui and I'm heading down south. If you'd seen my past videos, you'd see that it took a few days to get down here. And what I've decided to do, I'm going to put together a little video session in each town I'm in, starting with Koh Samui, which is an island, not just a town. And I'm going to put the pros and cons of living in these places as a retiree or as an expat who wants to live in a different country, or as a digital nomad, whatever. I'm going to put the pros and cons, the good and the bad of living in Koh Samui, and then I'll head to the next town, which will be Krabi, and I'll do the same video on that, the pros and cons of living in Krabi, and then I'll head down further south to Phuket and do the pros and cons of that. So today is the pros of living in Koh Samui, the good things about living here, and I can assure you the good things far outweigh the bad. So where do you start in Koh Samui with the best things about living here? There's so many to choose from. You're living on a tropical island with beautiful waterfalls, surrounded by tropical beaches, golden sand, crystal clear seas. But let's start there. Okay, let's start with the beaches. As you can see on the map, Koh Samui is surrounded by beaches, but what you see on the map are not all the beaches that they are. Those are the more popular ones. There's always little bays and inlets you can drive down to that are not on the map. If you take a drive around the island on a motorbike, you can sort of see little side roads leading down and end up on a beautiful secluded beach. The two most popular beaches lay on the eastern side of Samui, and that would be Shaweng Beach, which before COVID was the busiest beach on the island, and Lamai Beach, which has taken over from Shaweng as the more busier part of the island since COVID arrived. Other well-known beaches would be Ban Rak, which is close to where Big Buddha is, Mai Nam Beach, and Lipanoi Beach. One of the great things about living on an island like Koh Samui is that you can see the sunrise on a morning, and then later that afternoon or early evening you can drive across the island, only about a 20-minute drive, and then see the sunset.
Another factor you'll need to consider if you're thinking of moving to an island would be the hospital and medical facilities on that island. I've lived on quite a few islands over a period of my life, and some had great medical facilities and others not so good. Koh Samui, luckily, has a lot of very good hospitals and many clinics and dental practices also. There are 4 private hospitals in Koh Samui. Bangkok Hospital, which is in Shaweng. There's also Samui International Hospital in Shaweng and Thai International Hospital, which is between Shaweng and Lamai. Just on the outer skirts of Shaweng is Bandhan International Private Hospital in Boput. The main public hospital is in Naton. This is where most Thai people go because it's a free hospital for them. If you're an expat, you would be required to pay most of the time, although I have heard where people have gone to the hospital and they haven't been charged. For me, it's the best option because even if they do charge you, the prices are a lot less than what they would be in Bandhan Hospital or Thai International Hospital, or definitely cheaper than Bangkok Hospital, which is probably the most expensive private hospital on the island. One of the best things about living on Koh Samui would be the weather. It's hot all year round, but living on an island you do get the breezes a lot, sea breezes which wash over the island and keep you a little bit cooler. As with most places in Southeast Asia, Koh Samui has a wet season as well. That normally is between the months of September, October, November. Personally, I like the wet season because I like seasons. I like the weather to be a little bit different during the year rather than just being hot and sunny all the time. The cost of living here in Koh Samui was always a little higher than many other Thai towns due to it being an island with the logistical costs of getting commodities onto the island, and because it was a popular tourist destination. I don't find living here in Koh Samui any more expensive than living in a town like Hua Hin. At the end of this video I'll put some cost comparison charts for the UK, USA and Australia. I found that many islands in Thailand have limited shopping opportunities, but that doesn't happen in Koh Samui. There's also a large central festival shopping mall that's situated in the heart of Shaweng. Another great reason for living in Koh Samui is the logistics for getting on and off the island. There are 2 main ferry companies that operate out of Samui. That would be Seatran and Raja ferries. Both ferries leave from Donsak Pier on the mainland in Surat Thani and only cost about 100 baht for a passenger or 200 baht for a passenger and motorbike. Another good thing about Koh Samui is that it does have its own international airport, but there's good and bad about the airport, and I'll put the bad side of it when I get to the cons video later on. The roads around the island are also very good. This didn't used to be true. Before COVID, the roads weren't in very good repair, but since tourists stopped coming, the government took action and decided to renew the road all the way around, and it's very good to drive on now. The side roads can still be a bit of a challenge, so if you're driving off the beaten track, make sure you look out for potholes. Koh Samui has a lot of beautiful temples to go and visit. This one, Big Buddha, is probably the most popular temple for tourists to come and visit. It's located in Boput, which is about a 15-minute drive from the middle of Shaweng. My favourite temple is about a 5-minute drive from Big Buddha, and it's this temple here, Wat Plai Layem. But there's hundreds of other beautiful temples to see scattered around the island. Not as photogenic as these, but still very beautiful in their own way, and well worth the drive. If you're driving around the island, you'll pass many, and it's always good just to call in and look at the artwork and feel the tranquility and the mystic aura that surrounds them. Koh Samui is also just a short boat ride to other smaller islands such as Koh Tan, Pig Island, and this island here, Koh Rap, also known as Deer Island because of the deers that you find on the island. These islands are only a short boat ride away. You can come over here for just a few hours or for the day and go snorkeling, see some beautiful tropical fish. But also in close proximity to Koh Samui is of course Koh Phangan, beautiful island, only about an hour and a half ferry drive away from Samui. You can see it when it's clear sky, you can see Phangan from Samui. You can get a faster boat which will only take you about half an hour, but if you take the ferry it's about an hour and a half. You can also take a ferry from Koh Samui to another neighbouring island, Koh Tao. It's about a 2-hour ferry ride north of Koh Samui. And if you fancy a weekend or a couple of days back over on the mainland, you can take the ferry across to Donsak and go to the beach towns of Kanom or Sichon, which are only about a 30-minute drive south of Donsak. Prior to COVID, Koh Samui was second to none for entertainment, going out to lady bars, going to beautiful restaurants, or just eating from stalls at marketplaces. Since COVID, obviously things have changed a lot, but Koh Samui is still up there with me for anywhere in Thailand for entertainment. You can eat in classy restaurants, you can go out to a market and just get a 50 baht bowl of noodles, or you can sit and drink cocktails and have a lovely dinner while watching the sun go down and watching a show, or watch the sun come up while having your morning coffee. So the last reason on my list would be the cheapness of properties to rent or to buy. I did a video on Koh Samui when I was living there last year, around about September, October time, when I was looking for a rental property. So I'm going to put that on here now a little bit, just a snippet of it to give you an idea of what you can get, because the cost of renting hasn't risen since then. I'll also put into the description links to real estate sites here in Koh Samui. So here's a little bit of the video that I did late last year on some rentals. If you want to see it more, just look back on my old videos, you'll find a heap of videos on renting property in Koh Samui.
Utengeta kutsvaka mari kuti titenge hanzi yaikwane. Zvino toziva zvipi zvataparara nenhamo, totizira kupi zvatatarisana nemagumo. Zvitadzo zvedu zviri papini ndashaiwa he, taita vakunimune papini ndabaiwa me. Namo kuchengeta namo, nakove namo kurera namo. Vanodati ite sei, vanodati rarame seiko, ona kutambura, ona kunetseka kuri kuno. Zvenyimi makatsakatika muna chamakaona, zvedu isu tiri kutatarika nemasitsaona. Yere yere yere, yere yere yere, yere yere yere. Mawani wame namo, kuchengeta namo, nakove namo kurera namo. Chese chandabata hatishande, hatishande kutsvaka mari kuti titenge hanzi yaikwane. Zvino toziva zvipi zvataparara nenhamo, totizira ku.
So, if like I was before I moved to Thailand, you're sick of your own country that's getting more and more woke by the day, and where your rights are being slowly taken away from you by your so-called governments, where the country that you were born and grew up in is deteriorating so much that you don't even recognise it as your own anymore, maybe it's time to consider retiring or living overseas. If that's the case, take a look at my new book, The Retire in Thailand Handbook 2023. It's filled with everything that you need to know about living in the land of smiles. Or, if Thailand doesn't rock your boat, take a look at my book, The 10 Best Countries to Retire on Your Pension. Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, Cambodia, Bali, Spain, Portugal, Costa Rica, Belize and Panama. So thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers for now.